Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Ghost Encounters of the Third Kind. Tonight we have Mark as our special guest tonight. He's actually replacing Nick C.
Permanently.
And we have Marie and Faye. How are you doing?
Yeah,
Mark?
good, thank you.
Yeah, good.
Good.
How are you, Faye?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm awake,
Good. That's a
For now.
start. That's
For now.
good.
For now, you're
body
awake.
and spirit.
That's good. Excellent.
Right, we've just had a past life regression done by Mark, who is a hypnotherapist, amongst other things, ghost hunter and
Yeah.
all that kind of malarkey. Is anything else you want to add, Mark, to your... what would it be?
No.
Just do an all-round great guy.
Yeah, just do anything.
Aww. He's a good friend. He's a psychotherapist. He's a paranormal investigator. In general, all-round good egg.
Good
Yeah.
egg.
Good egg. Yeah.
Thanks. Right, Mark. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about what's just happened. I think we've all had a little bit of something, haven't we? A little bit of experience. What would you say?
Why are you all looking at me?
Because
Why?
You have the most stuff.
Why
You have
though,
the
Nick?
most stuff.
Why?
You had the most stuff.
Yeah, you come out of trance and said, "Oh, I didn't get anything," and then he started saying, "Oh, I had this. What was this?" And
yeah.
What is regression then, Mark?
Regression.
Let's go start from scratch.
Yeah,
What
so-
is regression?
Re is basically means backwards, like, reversing, and gression is a Latin word. To gress is to step. So obviously regress is to step backwards, and obviously regression in the hypnotherapy sense is to step backwards in your mind and access a previous memory. Past life regression is accessing a memory from a previous life.
Okay.
Cool. And everybody can do this. Can everybody do this, Mark?
Pretty much so.
Not do what you do, but get
Yeah.
regressed.
Yeah, pretty much so. If they want to do it, and I think that's the key word. They need to want to do it.
Okay. And why would they not want to do it? Just like scared or just don't believe in it, or?
Well, it's like you've seen like paranormal investigators or people that come on ghost hunts that even if a ghost come and slapped them across the face, they wouldn't believe it. And it's the same with hypnosis. Oh, I can't be hypnotised, and you'll always get that person even if they go into the deepest trance.
Yeah. I've had it with you before the regression, but last time I went quite deep last time.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I didn't go as deep this time because.
Yeah, I didn't do it as deep because you mentioned about Faye falls asleep.
Sorry,
Easily.
I know. It's a good job it was sat up, Mark.
Yeah, so I was a bit conscious about that. But yeah, obviously we'll do a couple of sessions.
Were you on your own last time?
No.
There was a group of, was it 5 or 6 people?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
we did it over 4 weeks or something like that, don't we?
Something like that.
What do you mean you did it over 4 weeks? You had several...
One
Sessions.
session a week.
Oh.
And at
Okay.
which one were you in the deep one, the last one?
No,
I think it was all of them.
from the start.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be us, Marie.
Maybe.
I am a
'cause
bit
I don't
rusty
know.
though because I've had quite a long break due to health reasons, like. But yeah, you
You
still
must not like
experience.
being with me and Marie.
Oh.
Well, he was choking at one point. I don't know
know.
what was going on, but he was having a little bit of a...
Yeah. Like
Was
I got-
that a death of a past life, do you
Probably,
think?
it might have been.
Choking.
Yeah, a bit of seaweed stuck in my throat.
You do tend to get that as well when you're doing the past life regression. Somebody's choking because they've been strangled or something. It'll manifest in the current life as things like that.
Yeah.
Can that be telepathic from across the table?
No, it's funny you should mention that because I think I
Only
mentioned
joking.
in my last talk we did on past life regression when I was hypnotised by my mentor, Steve Burgess, we were in a small group of about 8 people, and Steve regressed us, did a past life, and when we come out of it, the woman, one of the young women that was there, she said she was in my past life, and I actually saw her waving as a young girl in this past life. So whether I've not come across anything like that since, but there's obviously some sort of telepathic connection there.
Yeah.
So who knows what happens when you hypnotise or in trance states.
Does it depend? Oops, what was that? Does it depend on?
It's me having problems again, Marie.
Does it depend on the person themselves? How much of an experience you can have out of this?
Sometimes. With regards to hypnosis, the more intelligent a person is, the more a person's used to taking orders, tend to go deeper,
Oh, well, this is why me and Marie are sat here then. This is the problem. We don't take orders.
Thick as pig shit we are.
Thick as pig shit and don't take orders.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, military personnel are ideal subjects, and people that follow orders all the time, because there's a misconception that if you're not sort of that intelligent, then you'll go under hypnosis very easily, but it's the opposite.
The opposite way around.
But both of you actually went into a very deep state.
Yeah.
Because you could tell by your face.
Well, I did.
Yeah. I have to say, I can't ever remember feeling that relaxed before.
And can I just say that we all thought it was about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and it was actually
Maximum.
55 minutes we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't feel nowhere near that.
No.
Nearly an hour. No.
Yeah. And that's one of the key signs with things like trance or hypnosis, as you go through time distortion. So, like a 20-minute hypnosis session or trance session can feel like 2 or 3 hours, or an hour's hypnosis session can feel like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So if we can talk a little bit about what each of us experienced during that regression. I think we probably, like Mark was explaining to us earlier on, that more things, it's a bit opposite than a dream. You were saying, Mark, weren't you, where as a dream you can remember more when you very first wake up, and then as the day goes along you kind of forget it.
Yeah.
This can work the opposite way.
Yeah, with hypnosis you can sort of go to bed tonight and you can start recalling bits more of your past
that we
life.
didn't remember immediately.
Yeah. It's basically because when you go to sleep you actually go through 2 hypnotic states, called the hypnagogic state and the hypnopompic state. So you get hypnotised twice a day anyway.
Right.
So everybody can be hypnotised because they go through hypnotic states every day.
Naturally, yeah.
And also, like, when you're driving, if you're driving a regular route, you switch off.
Oh, you do, and you say, I don't know how I got there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's because in America it's actually legally defined as a driver's trance.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean that you were asleep and you drove and you're thinking, oh, did I knock somebody over or did I go through any red lights?
Oh, you've been abducted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because your subconscious makes sure that you're still fully alert, even though your conscious mind isn't active.
Yeah, I think when you're doing the same journey all the time, like coming back from work, maybe every single night, occasionally there's just sort of, if you pass through a certain area on your route, sometimes you don't remember going through that little bit.
Yeah.
You remember before and after and can't remember the middle bit.
When you're in that state as well, if a dog runs in front of you, you sort of come out of trance straight away. It's like you fully wake up all of a sudden. And that's because you're in a sort of trance state, but you had your eyes open and you were fully capable of driving. But you're driving on autopilot.
Okay. So, what did you experience, Nick, during
Well,
your regression?
The first, we had, just to put it into a bit of perspective, we had 3 past lives, didn't we? It was 3 once, it wasn't.
No, yeah, we had 3. Well,
But the first one, I was still thinking about what you've got to do today and what I've done and what I've got to do and all that malarkey. So I didn't really follow it from the very start. But the second one, second past life, I was a person called John Jacobs, and I was on a boat. I believe I was some kind of slave, but I wasn't in chains, but there was chains in this boat. But another odd thing was peacocks. There was peacocks in cages on the boat, which I don't know if they did ship peacocks and for what reason they would ship peacocks. So I don't know.
there's something there to research, though, isn't there? There's enough detail there, I think, for you to look into with the name and maybe, trying to delve into the transport of peacocks, where they came from, where they were introduced to and from, and sort of what era that was. So there's some sort of research that can be done there.
And like you say, that might trigger other thoughts that I had at the time. If I see some information, it might trigger. Oh yeah, I saw that, but I'm just like dismissing it. But yeah, then the third one, I was choking. I didn't really experience anything other than the choking.
And when you say you were choking, that wasn't just what you were seeing. You were
I was actually choking,
literally you were coughing and choking and clearing your throat and
I was trying to clear my throat without disturbing everybody. But and then I was actually physically aware of you doing the countdown coming back, because I was like, oh man, hurry up, because I need didn't want to disturb everybody. But so I nearly died for you all, I
thought you were
Thank you.
I thought you'd actually been regressed into like quite a nasty past life. You've no.
It could have been, but
it
could have been, but because there was no reason for me to have that choking feeling, but I didn't actually visually see anything. But maybe if it was quite bad, then like you say, if I was out of not in the position to, I don't know how to explain it. If I was taken out of the situation because it was bad, but I was still experiencing some parts of the experience. I don't know if that is a
But you kind of stopped coughing and clearing your throat after Mark woke us, kind of brought us all back to eyes open and alert. And
because as soon as you come back, I coughed and it was clear.
Plus, it could also be like an abreaction. Maybe there's a lot of stress that's been released, and you can get people that are either coughing or shaking or laughing. Laughing is a sign that somebody's becoming deeply relaxed and stuff like that.
Really?
Like, because they're releasing stress. Because it's like vibrating all the muscles and the immune system and that. Because it's releasing all the stress. So it could be something like that, an abreaction, or it could be that your past life was something where you're underwater or something. But even though I give it the suggestion that it's going to be a pleasant past life, it's just wherever your subconscious takes you. Really.
Yeah, it could be, because I used to have I don't know if I've told you before, I used to have a fear of drowning.
Right, so that's probably why you couldn't.
And that's one of the reasons I brought about.
Yeah.
that makes loads of sense, doesn't it? That does.
Well, it seems funny that your second one, you're actually on a boat as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, it could be like resonating from the second one if that person drowned.
I agree, yeah. Because I didn't experience any kind of passing on some people, when they go get regressed, they what I've seen on the television and stuff.
Yeah, you can
kind of-
sometimes take them through the entire life to the death
to
and
the death,
experience the
don't you?
death.
And that's
but-
what a lot of them. I think
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's that's the money shot into the
Yeah,
when you die. I suppose that's what they look for on them programs, into that
Yeah.
information.
yeah.
You know,
See, we could try that one week as well, like, regressing you to the past life and then taking you to the very
Yeah.
last moments of that life and experience it.
yeah. Because someone
Yeah.
had a past life of me, and they just come to me one morning making a bacon sandwich. It'd be a bit boring, wouldn't it?
well, if you think about it, 99% of the population have monotonous lives. They just
Yes,
do
of
work 9
course.
to 5.
Yeah.
So when you're tapping into a past life, it's like you're not always Cleopatra or
No.
something exciting.
Even if you was just one of these mere mortals who, kind of a caveman type of thing,
Yeah.
every day would have been a battle, just trying to survive. And
Yeah,
not like today. If we just wake up one morning to, in these days, we can just sit on the sofa, can't we, and bum out and be safe, and
yeah.
nothing's happening.
It's like you have to think about in the future, if somebody's having a past life regression and they were you, what would they wake up and say? Do you know what I mean, Nick? What would they say? While I was a man,
Yeah.
Probably see all these bright colours and
bloated, there'd be all them donuts I've had. All them
Bloated.
donuts.
if you were just a normal person, what can you say? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not.
Well, that's why the death would be dramatised, wouldn't it? Because
Yes.
if you got a boring life, your birth and your death are probably the most
Yes.
interesting things to happen to you.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Excellent. What about you, Faye? What did you get out of
Um,
it?
I had a little bit of visual. The first one, I can't make out whether I saw a little boy from the back, from the rear, so it wasn't as if I was in that person. And he was wearing like sacking.
Okay.
With the little, the little cloth bits around the legs. I can't tell if that's biblical or that type of era because it was soily.
Like an Essien sack.
Yeah, I don't know what. I can't even. There was no dates, no nothing. I can't tell you what that was. A dark-haired little boy and there was a blonde-haired little boy playing together, but it's quite busy in the background, as if it was a villagey type thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Second one, not a lot on the second one. I heard a lady crying and a baby crying. But that was it. Very briefly. And then the third one, I didn't want to even walk in a room. I wanted to walk towards the end of the corridor, and it was just an archway with the moon shining through. And then somewhere along there was a white horse. I don't know what that was. So that was it, really.
yeah.
I had some
Sensations.
sensations, somebody messing with my hair at the beginning, yeah.
Oh, was this on the first one?
Yeah, right at the beginning.
But would you ever get that through hypnosis, or do you, obviously, because like messing with hair is kind of a spiritual type of thing in the churches? They say like feels like cobwebs on your
There's-
face.
Yeah, it was
There's
because I wanted to do that, and
Yeah,
Wasn't
there's
there?
a fine line between hypnosis and spirituality, because basically all religions are hypnosis.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of them ban hypnosis, it's forbidden. But hypnosis and like
why did they ban it? Why have they?
because they're hypnotists basically.
Oh,
Because how it works is hypnosis is there to control your beliefs in some sort of way. And
right.
obviously religion is all about faith, which is like a blind belief. So the difference between belief and faith is belief's based, something that you hold true based upon knowledge, understandings and learnings and experiences up to that moment in time. So if you learn something new about that belief, then you can change your belief. Whereas faith is based on no experience and knowledge or understanding
Just
what
what
you've
you're told.
experienced, just what you're told, just what you're hypnotised to. Something else.
So how would you explain, and going off par here, this is what we always do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do you explain somebody who believes in spirits and afterlife? Because that's, I mean, where does that fall into? That's because there's no actual proof or anything there, is there? Does that fall into faith and religion? Does it?
Well, belief, isn't it? It's
A blind belief, because you've got no experience that's true.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what
So-
you mean, yeah.
yeah.
'Cause it's like, I have seen a little clip and a bloke explains it really well. And he was like, do you believe that your mother and father were your mother and father? And that's not a belief, because you know that.
Because you know it.
Yeah, you know it. It's like a knowing. Whereas obviously a belief, like I believe the Earth's flat, but I can always change my mind on a belief. It's not set in stone. It's just what I believe for now, based on
that's the thing. Beliefs are never set in stone. Otherwise, we won't be able to change the beliefs. So there's a difference between a statement of fact and a belief. So if I said this is a table, I'm stating a fact. If I said
you can't believe it's a table, can you?
Yeah,
because it's a table.
Yeah, but if I said something like, "Oh, this is the nicest table in the UK," then that's my belief based on a statement of fact. If that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I personally, I have to say, I think I've already said, the most relaxed I can ever remember being. I found it, like, really enjoyed it. It was a really enjoyable experience and feeling to feel that relaxed. But the first one early on, very much like Nick, had a lot of wonder what the dogs are doing, and do you know what I mean? And a lot of sort of intrusions coming in, and I was trying to physically push them away like you do with the meditation. I was struggling a bit there. The second one, I did see a little boy. He was, I would say, Victorian era, and I'm guessing quite well to do, because when I think back, he wasn't sort of, dirty or messy clothes. They were nice clothes, black, sort of, I don't know there's a name for them, those kind of trousers that just come below the knee. I'm sure there's a proper name for them. And then long white socks and little black shoes with a buckle on, and and in the countryside. But I had London in my head, although it was the countryside. And then I just saw him walk over this like little humpback bridge and go down to a stream with a stick, and he just very happily playing. And I didn't feel like I was him, but I just felt like a third person watching him. And then again, lots of quick flashes that I dismissed because I thought I was only thinking about them.
Yeah.
Because I'd been talking about it earlier. Do you know what I mean? But I did have a lot of sensations during that. I had quite a sharp pain in my tummy at one point that went as quick as it came. I felt like somebody was not hard, but definitely prodding me in the thigh while I was sitting there. I felt that. I also felt a really stiff neck, and that's why I asked you, was I sitting with my chin to my chest? And you said no, your head was upright.
Slightly drooped, but not like that.
No, that's why I thought that. But you had an achy neck, Faye, didn't you? When you
a numb bum.
But yeah, a really nice experience. But I didn't have a sense of I actually saw somebody that I was in a past life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you experienced a past life.
Well,
but not as somebody.
Yeah, I saw something. I saw why I was looking at this little boy. Who knows? But yeah, I definitely saw something.
Mother, maybe. You don't know, do you?
I tell you what, I was surprised at, because I'm a right fidget horse, and I didn't move for nearly an hour, did I?
Yeah.
Not a stitch, because my hands were still on my leg, my knees. Yeah. My feet were still in the same position. Normally, I can't sit like that. Yeah. Can't sit for that long. And it was 55 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was
Quite
longer. 'cause
proud
all
of
the
myself for
pre-stuff,
that.
that's just when it's all started, because obviously I'd give the pre-talk before, which was probably about 20 minutes before that, like.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it was an an unusual experience, I have to say, because I meditate, and I don't think I've ever got that relaxed in a meditation.
Yeah.
So
I'd like another go at it.
Yeah, as I say, we'll do a couple of sessions, because obviously Nick's not here tonight, so we'll need to do one when Nick's here. Well, Nick's here.
Can we just mention the selfishness of him while he's
Golfing.
is
Yes, I
actually
think we should.
Rude.
gone on a jolly?
Rude.
Very rude, Nick.
I was hypnotising everybody.
And did one. He thought, I'd rather go play golf than be hypnotised by Ma. So we just want to mention that in his absence.
Didn't even tell us, did he, Marie?
No, I believe not. Not till
Yeah,
last minute.
So-
Hey, Nick.
last minute.
Selfish.
Ken.
Last minute Nick. We'll have to call him that. It's his
Last
new
minute,
name.
Nick.
So, Mark, what's in the future? Are you be setting up something to do these? Do you think?
Yeah,
or-
as I say, I've had quite a few years break because of medical reasons that you know of. So this is the first time I've done a group session of past life regression since I last did your group, which was
a while
it's
ago.
got to be about 9 years, hasn't it?
But you had your business then, didn't you?
Yeah, I had my
People's
business,
World,
the psychotherapy office, and I think that was in 2016, 17, before my health deteriorated. But yeah, I'm just recovering now. I've had the operation a few years back, so I'm just getting back into it a little bit.
And can you just mention some of the other things that hypnotherapy is useful for? I mean, and we're not just talking past life regression here, are we? There's lots of other stuff that you can...
Hypnosis itself, well, as I've mentioned before about it helps you change your beliefs in some way. So anything that's belief related, which is everything that sort of makes you run on autopilot, which affects your behaviour, because how things work is you have a cognitive thought. That thought then affects your beliefs. So if you keep having repetitive thoughts about something, that'll affect your beliefs, and then whatever you believe, that'll affect your behaviour, and then how you behave affects your outcome or your reality in this life, and whatever your reality in this life, however you act, will affect your thoughts, and then your thoughts affect you.
Yeah.
So it's like a cycle. And so what hypnosis does, it affects things like your beliefs. Say you've got an addiction, for instance, or an unwanted habit. You've got that unwanted habit because a previous time you thought that habit was going to help you in some sort of way, even smoking. You have a thought that it'll help stress relief, like it does for a lot of people. So you'll think, I'm stressed, so I'll have a cigarette. You believe that the cigarettes help you, relax. So your behaviour is that you're smoking a cigarette, and your outcome is that you're a smoker. So by changing that belief system, you can instantly become a non-smoker, for instance, because you're instantly breaking that belief that was causing you to smoke.
But when you say instantly, Mark, is it so somebody could come to see you that smokes 20 a day, you have one session with them, and all of a sudden they don't want a cigarette? Can it be that instant?
Yeah. It depends on what was causing that person to smoke in the first place, because sometimes there's some sort of underlying causes, and then you're dealing with like the subconscious. certain causes can be like an onion, have different layers. So sometimes you need to sort of peel each layer and deal with each layer as you go along before they quit smoking. But, you know, most of the time they just smoke because it made them feel like an adult when you were going through puberty, or, you know, releases some sort of stress. You know, so we sort of deal with that stress. But unless there's some sort of underlying cause why they started smoking in the first place, then they can sort of quit that in one session. It's very rare you need 4, 5, 6 sessions, unless there's a lot of, you know, you're talking psychiatry level, that need sort of 5, 6, 7 sessions.
Very interesting.
Well, I've got a bit of an interesting thing to tell you, because I don't know if I've told you before. My mother-in-law came to see you. I think she come for lose weight. I think. I'm sure that's what she originally come for. Well, she didn't lose any weight, but as soon as she finished the session, from then, because she used to have headaches all the time, her headaches stopped. She didn't lose any weight, but
you did tell me about that.
She stopped headaches. She hadn't got any headaches, and she always raves about it. Whenever your name is mentioned, she says, "Stopped her headaches."
I think I can remember. Yeah, I think. I think she came to me when I was at the Newcastle office.
Probably. I didn't bring her, so
yeah.
She definitely saw you. And you definitely stopped her headaches.
Just going off par again. That being mentioned, as my mum has suffered with headaches for over 20 years, to the point where she got to the point where she rarely has one day without a headache of some sort. And quite a while back, a few months back, she fell in the house, and when she fell, she cracked the corner of her head, the front of her head there over her eye, on the corner of a metal box, and she proper, you know, made a mess, and she had a black eye and everything. But since then, she's not had a headache, which I find absolutely bizarre. After all that time, she just banged her head once, and she's not had a headache since.
Acupressure.
Isn't it weird? Yeah, it's bizarre. I'm not telling people that suffer with headaches go crack your head on a metal box, by the way. But yeah, I just think that Nick's story just reminded me on.
Might have been some tension in the back of the neck, and when she cracked,
jarred it or
something.
something.
Neck or something and released some sort of built-up pressure. Very
strange. So that was that's been our evening. Very relaxing, very interesting. We'll definitely be having another session, Mark, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully not too far into the future, other people can maybe come and see you as well.
Plan. And planning on doing group sessions here for like for entertainment purposes.
When you say entertainment purposes, we're not talking walking around clucking chickens.
No.
Eating onions.
eating raw onions. We don't. You're not doing the comedic stage.
Apart from Nick C when he gets here.
Yes.
I think. Do you have to state that for? Is that like a law thing? Because in mediumship, you know, in the churches, on like a Monday night when they have mediums on the platform. I know they have them on a Sunday service, but that's what they have to say on every what's it, mediumship night, they have to say that it's for entertainment purposes only.
It's like paranormal investigation.
I was going to say, they always say that on the telly, don't they? When Colin Fry and people like that used to come, they used to say this programme is for entertainment purposes only.
I think it says this on when you go into MBS fairs. They'll either say something on the ticket or...
But that, to me, that makes it sound like it's fixed, staged fraud. doesn't it? When it says it's for entertainment purpose only, to me that's like it's not real.
Yeah.
It's only for entertainment.
Yeah, I think there is a law, and I didn't
Is it for
know
like
but
legal purposes?
Yeah, it is. It just stops people from. I did know it years ago.
It's probably taking advice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but hypnotherapist or psychotherapist would have like specific insurance and stuff.
Yeah.
So we can get away with giving advice if
Yes,
that
of
makes
course.
sense. As long as we're trained in that,
Yeah.
what we're giving advice or counselling or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I said like it'll just be an entertainment group session, what I mean is I won't be doing like therapy.
Yes.
Because past life regression therapy is slightly different.
Yes.
Because you tend to go into some sort of quite nasty lives, that's been holding on to some sort of
It's normally
Yeah.
to release
Repressed memory.
trauma into
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
I've got trauma in the life,
Yeah.
and
And that would have to be a
Very
one-on-one.
Yeah, it'd be a one-to-one.
Yeah.
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 So is it just the regression that you can do a group in? Is there anything else you
No,
can
I've
do?
got loads of different groups.
Like stop smoking, or
Yeah,
that can be done in
I did
groups. and-
motivational seminars quite
Yeah.
often for different companies.
yeah.
I'm just trying to think. You can do group smoking sessions, group weight loss sessions.
I'll be on that one.
Yeah, there's.
I'm quite disappointed I didn't wake up after that session craving carrots instead of chocolate eclairs.
Yeah.
Mark.
Well,
good job there's no donuts here.
I was just going to say I can do group self-hypnosis sessions as well. Teach you how to do self-hypnosis
Okay.
yourself.
Sort of
Yeah.
like the tapping thing.
What do you mean?
Would you like tap on your head and stuff?
No. It's basically what I've done, but you do it yourself.
Yeah.
You write yourself some suggestions down.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how weird the suggestions because you're actually accessing the subconscious part. It's a subconscious part of your mind that controls all your behaviours and stuff, but your subconscious can't understand language basically. It can't understand English. So how it gets around is it understands language on how your body responds to language, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So certain words will have a certain impact with your subconscious, and it can't process negative stuff. So, as I mentioned earlier, your subconscious can't do a don't. So if I said to you, don't think of a pink elephant,
You automatically will.
yeah, because your subconscious, so you have to reframe that into think about something else.
Yeah.
It's like say suggestion therapy for weight loss. I don't want to be fat. You just program yourself to be fat. Because it's a bit like a Google search engine. If you type in what are the wealthiest countries in the world at the moment, you go and get a Google search of the wealthiest countries in the world at the moment. But if you type in what aren't the wealthiest countries in the world at the moment, you're still going to get the same thing. And so your subconscious works in the same way. It can't process negatives. And that's one of the rules. There's loads of other rules that if we do a self-hypnosis training, I'll go through what words you need to use to formulate your suggestions.
Fabulous. So if anybody is interested in the quite near future of getting any help from Mark or joining one of the groups, if you can get in touch with us and we can point you in the right direction or give you an estimation of when that would be, or just pass you on to Mark, or we can definitely point you in the right direction. Anyway, that's fabulous. Thank you for what you've done tonight,
You're
Mark.
very welcome.
Thank you, Mark.
We've really enjoyed it, and thank you for staying on and doing this little podcast
You
with
still
us.
look a bit zonked out.
I am.
I'm
sorry.
I'm dead chilled. Proper chilled out.
You've done something at Faye because she hasn't fallen asleep yet.
I feel like I am asleep though.
Normally, when you hear this, it's Faye's editing the table.
Or this. I'm getting fidgety before when I get tired. I'm fidgeting.
Yeah. It's not static, that's Faye. It's sweet.
I don't know.
It's not white noise.
Right. That's it then. I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much, Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
you're
you, Mark.
Doing good.
She's gone.
That's it then. We'll call it today.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you've made it thus far, again.
Cool.
What is
Brilliant.
the website thing?
The website thing.
I can't think, Mark.
You mean the email? The
Can't
email.
think.
Is contact@ghostencounters.org, or you can contact us on a few Facebook pages. What's the gosh, my brain. Which one are we going to go first?
Close Encounters.
Ghost Encounters of the Third Kind,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Haunted Evidence,
Yep.
or the Raven's Nook. There's 3 pages
Is
there.
it Ravens Nook
UK.
Paranormal, or is it just
Oh.
Ravens Nook?
He's not here, is he? Nick?
No, I know. Selfish.
Selfish
Yeah,
Dick again. If you're listening. I bet he's not even listening.
I
is
bet
he?
he's not even
I bet
listening.
I bet he's
that
been on
selfish.
Jack
isn't
Daniels.
he?
He's there. Aren't
Yeah.
you drinking Jack Daniels? I can hear you sipping it.
Yeah, so any questions, email us, messages, get in touch. And like I say, if anybody's interested in anything that, Mark spoke about or anything like that, get in touch. We'll pass your enquiries on.
Cool.
So, yeah, thanks very much, Mark. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah, great.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye.
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 3, 2, 1, and sleep.